Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and in this video, I wanted to discuss last night's episode of The Flash, which was called "Good Vibrations," which was the last episode that Carlos Valdez is going to be in as a regular cast member. Which cast member he plays is obviously Cisco Ramon. In case you didn't know, he's decided to leave the show, and apparently that's been a thing that's been going on for the past couple of years. So they decided to obviously make it easier for him to be written out. So obviously what happened was on the show they made it so him and Camilla, his girlfriend, who is a reporter slash photographer for The Citizen, who works for Iris West Allen, who's obviously Barry Allen's wife. Barry Allen is the Flash. She basically is leaving with him. They're going to San Francisco, and they want to go to Miami as well and travel across the world. And she's got a new job offer, and he has one as well. And they want to leave Star City behind and have a new life together. So that's basically what's happening. And this episode explained it and showed. We'll explain more of it. And they had a surprise party for him. A couple of surprise parties. They also made sure to explain that Cisco is, even though he's gone, he'll always be a part of the team. He's due to return for 2 more episodes in this 7th season. It's rumored that Daniel Pennebaker was supposed to leave, but judging based off of the fact that it looks like season 8 will be the last and final season of The Flash, that's not true. Harrison Wells, who's played by Tom Cavanaugh, left about 4 episodes ago. Him and Cisco Ramon both left this season as Carlos Valdez both left their characters behind and left the show for as being regular cast members, obviously on the show, reoccurring ones as well. They'll be back obviously for a couple episodes here and there, obviously, and any crossovers on any other shows as possible. But he's due to return to. Carlos Valdez is due to return on this 7th season of The Flash, at least for 2 more episodes. I believe it's it's this season, which is season 7, episodes 17 and 18, if I'm not mistaken. But if I could be wrong, but obviously I would say that the last episode this season, which will be the season finale of season 7, I would not doubt that he would not be in it. So he probably will be in it, most likely. Or at least the episode before then, which would be obviously toward the second to last episode, obviously before the season finale, in order to help Team Flash take down whatever huge bad guy that they're facing up against. Obviously, there hasn't really been one this season besides the Mirror Master continuing off from last season. But until then, it's been it's most likely I'm guessing and assuming obviously it's going to be the Forces teaming up with Nora, obviously, who is the Speed Force, to take down Barry and the rest of the team. In that case, Bart Allen, who Barry's son in the future, is going to be on the show and making his first appearance. And obviously, his daughter Nora West Allen is going to be on coming back to the show. They're both speedsters, obviously, so we'll see what happens with that. It'll be very interesting to see what happens, obviously, on the show. So we'll see what happens, obviously, with the rest of the season. But it'll be it's been very good. It's unfortunate that he left, obviously, and Tom Cavanaugh left, but that's basically what happened. Rainbow Raider 2.0 was on the show. The last person was a guy. This was a woman, and basically they had the same powers, but instead of him making people angry, the original one, how you would trick people's minds and basically make them angry at each other. This version of Rainbow Raider, which was deemed or dubbed Rainbow Raider 2.0 last night by Cisco Ramon. She does the opposite. She makes people happy, but she also tricks and manipulates people. She tricked the guy at the bank manager, to give her $10 million in a cashier's check, and she's saying she wants to help people and give money out to the rest of the city because people were obviously needed, obviously. But that was obviously something that seemed to be weird, because if you're obviously going to be giving out all this money to people and you're being helpful, how can you help people also by robbing people as well? So $10 million is a lot of money, obviously, so that was obviously something that didn't make sense, but obviously we knew that was not the case. So that's basically it. He's gone off the show. There was a preview next week for the next week's episode. There was a preview obviously shown last night on TV Promos YouTube channel. Also, you can look at it online. It explains that the next episode is going to be based off of Cecile's powers and some type of a psychic it's some type of villain in another mask that's not Psych. I don't know who it is, but apparently Barry Allen gets trapped inside Cecile's head with her, and they're trying to get out. So it's kind of like a thriller type of scary movie type of episode that they're going to be doing next week. So that's what's going to be happening. Yeah, so Carlos Valdez is, like I said, gone off the show. It was a funny episode. They were dancing, singing songs, obviously having fun. It was supposed to be like a nice send off for Cisco. Obviously, just kind of bringing on Camilla, obviously, in the last season or two, obviously with CJ, excuse me, not CJ, Chester P. It just seems kind of weird because these are new characters, obviously, and she just came on the show. She's already gone. Now Chester's taking over for Cisco, so it is what it is. But it's just a little strange. But I don't know what they're gonna do with the other characters that are gone now, with Cisco and her, and obviously Camilla, Sue Dearborn, and obviously Elongated Man, Ralph Dibny. They haven't shown them back on the show as regular characters. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but we'll see what happens if they actually bring them back on for a couple episodes. Obviously, Ralph Dibny will have to be wearing some type of a mask to cover up his face, like they did in a couple episodes ago, where he had a helmet on and he looked like Daft Punk, the band, who wear these space type of helmets on when they perform live in person. The reason why, obviously, because in case you didn't know, the actor who played Ralph Dibny was fired last season for tweets that he had online that were found out years ago. That he put out years ago that were uncovered, and they fired him because of that. So, and I thought that was really weird that they were still using his character, but we know it was somebody else in the mask. But he obviously, well, he was wearing a mask, but you can see his face. But this guy had a helmet on, covering his entire face, and you didn't know obviously it was him. And we know obviously that wasn't the same actor because he was fired. So I don't know what they were doing with that character, but that's just how it is. So the last night's episode again was season 7, episode 12. It's called Goodbye Vibrations, which is obviously Mecha Vibe or Vibe or Revibe, which is Cisco Ramon's obviously different variations of his character / superhero that he has, that he was taking part in, which he was obviously, but he's no longer Vibe. He got rid of his powers 2 seasons ago when he met Camilla. He took the metahuman gene cure and he got rid of him, and that's obviously what is the first step to signal this sign off for him leaving the show, when he gave up his powers because he said he wanted a regular life with Camilla and he wanted to just focus on that. We'll see what happens though, but that was basically it. It was a good episode. I don't know what's gonna happen with the rest of the season as far as the villains go, with besides obviously the Flash and the Team Flash to face up against Nora Allen and obviously the rest of the forces. She's obviously the Speed Force, and I think they're obviously probably gonna bring back the Mirror Master, Eva McCollum, she'll probably help them in some type of way. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. But the show's been kind of up and down after the past couple episodes, with them getting rid of Killer Frost and them bringing her back. I thought that was really weird how they did that. They brought her back and then they got rid of her. It was very interesting, but we'll see what happens with that. It's just like I said, it's just very different how they decided to do that. But how they get rid of these characters and they bring them back. That's basically what they've been doing a little bit, but they made us believe that she was gone for good. She was in jail forever. She's never getting out. Then Iron Heights has a power outage because of obviously what happened last week with a couple episodes ago with Nora West. Barry Allen's obviously mother taking out obviously the power grid and whatnot. So that's what happened. Obviously, she's not his real mother, but she's taking the part of his mother and her appearance and body, but she's a Speed Force. But she took down obviously she was messing with the whole entire city up in Iron Heights. Obviously had power outage, and Chillbane, who's like the bad guy version of obviously Killer Frost, but a male form. They took each other on. She fought him, took him to jail, and apprehended and arrested a lot of other criminals. And because of that, it let her out of jail. So now she's out of jail. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the show. Like I said, Cisco Ramon's obviously not going to be a regular cast member on the show. As you can see with these articles, this is what they're just basically showing you, here on Deadline.com and also Den of Geek, Cisco Ramon's farewell. And that's basically what's happening. That's basically what's happening with the episode. It was pretty cool. It was very funny. I enjoyed it. It was nice to see Cisco, them kind of being obviously them having fun on the last episode with him is kind of a goodbye episode, but that's just how it is. I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the show as far as like what's going on with Captain Joe West, obviously going back to the police force now that he quit. Cecile's whole situation with her psychic powers and abilities. Apparently, some alternate version of herself or something is trying to attack her. Some villain, I don't know. It's going to be shown on and played out in the next week's episode with her and Barry Allen being trapped in her mind. I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll see. That's basically what I have to say about this video. This subject matter, obviously, that's the end of this video. So if you haven't seen, obviously, the episode, you can see it now online and also on if you haven't watched it on TV, you can watch it online on CWTV network. In the next year, these shows will all be gone, and they'll have a couple left, and it's going to be really weird to see how it is. But with the whole entire Arrowverse, now being different because all the original shows are gone, and they're not doing any spin-offs to continue it. So that basically is sending the message to me and everybody else that the CW is moving in a different direction. They're going to a soft type of medium style reboot where they're just focusing on new shows and all the old shows are gone. They don't want nothing to do with them anymore or be part of them, have no parts with them, which is why they didn't continue on Black Lightning's spin-off show Painkiller, which was going to see Jordan Calloway, the actor, play Khalil Payne, obviously aka Painkiller, in a spin-off show. Now that Black Lightning's canceled and over, and it ended last week with his 4th and final season, which was 13 episodes long. 2 less than the previous season. Actually ended 2 weeks ago. It was a very sloppy ending, and I didn't like it at all. It was a terrible ending to a show that was actually doing pretty good, and I enjoyed it. And obviously, the Green Arrow and the Canaries, which was not picked up at all by the CWTV network. That was supposed to see the Green Arrow's kids, Oliver Queen's son. And obviously William and his daughter Mia Smoke, aka Mia Queen, him and Felicity Smoke's kids. Well, his kid he had with Felicity, which is Mia. William he had with another woman. They were supposed to be, so they're still same father, but different mother, but they're still brother and sister. I guess you could say they technically don't count as half, but yeah, but you could say that. But basically, yeah, they didn't pick that up. They didn't give it the green light. So basically, what that means, and like I said, it's showing me is that they're going in a different direction. So next year you'll see Supergirl gone, the Flash gone. You also see DC Legends of Tomorrow gone. The only thing that they will have as far as shows tied to DC comics is Stargirl. Supergirl's about to be over since final season. So Stargirl, you're also going to see Batwoman, and you also see I think that's that's actually it. Batwoman, Stargirl. There's some other shows. Oh, Naomi's supposed to be a comic book type of show. She's supposed to be getting superpowers after Superman comes to her town and some type of freak accident happens. I don't know about that, but those are only superhero shows I can see that are going to be on there. DC Legends of Tomorrow will be gone after next year. The same thing with the Flash, obviously, and Supergirl. So that's basically it. All those other shows are going to be gone, and there's going to be nothing else regular that will be reoccurring as far as original from I'd say multiple years now, but for a long time. That's basically it. And so, yeah, it's going to look very different another year. They're adding new shows on, but none of them interest me. And all these shows are great, but unfortunately they're going to be over. They're not picking up a lot of shows that they made us believe that they were going to, but they decided not to. They changed their mind for some reason. We never get an explanation. They were saying there was thoughts of a John Constantine a show on the CWTV network, but after he would be off the Legends of Tomorrow cast, but they decided to say no with that and not give him another season, a solo season for one. But this would be a second season tied into what he was supposed to have on NBC, which was in 2014-15 with John Constantine, played by Matt Ryan, who plays him on the DC Legends of Tomorrow show. That's when he first appeared as John Constantine on national TV. That was his first time ever. Obviously, he did that. He had his own show. It was one in season, 13 episodes. NBC canceled it, and they didn't pick it up at all. they finally held out on putting the actual whole entire season out on DVD for like about a couple of years, and people like myself were happy because we were upset that they just canceled it and we weren't given a chance to actually watch the episodes over again. But now that it's out, and obviously we have it out, it's great to see and watch it, obviously, because once they get rid of the shows, they just ship them off and they're buried, and you never see or hear about them again unless you look around for it yourself, obviously, and you have to do a lot of looking in order for that to happen. So that's basically it. And like I said, any news related to the CW TV network, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the Flash. Obviously, the show now going into its 8th and final season, and then that's going to be it for them after that. So that's all I have to say about this subject matter and review of last night's episode of The Flash, which was season 7, episode 12, which was titled again "Goodbye Vibrations," which was the last episode. We're going to see Cisco Ramon, played by Carlos Valdez, right here as a reoccurring cast member on the show, and he'll be back for a couple more episodes towards this 7th season currently, which will be 17 and 18, those episodes. So let's see what happens with that. And I might be wrong, obviously, but I would not doubt that he would be in the last episode of this season, and also the last episode of the final season, obviously, as well, because the show will be over after that next year. So thank you again for watching, and that's all I have to say about this subject matter again of the Flash. The review of the Flash's episode again last night, which was season 7, episode 12. Cisco's last episode as a recurring cast member. Thank you again for watching, and let me know what you think about the show. And obviously, if Cisco leaving, did you enjoy the episode, or were you have you been tired of these shows as of late, obviously? And what do you think about the CW TV network's new direction that they're moving into? Thank you again. Bye.